right, ready to go. I'll send you the
Ready
feed.
to go.
Have a good show.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you.
Welcome to an enlightened hour of interactive talk. This is Guided Spirit Conversations with host Marla Goldberg. In this program, we spotlight guests from all over the globe who have helped others change their lives, and will provide you with the tips, tools, and techniques that you need to help make a difference in your own life. Now, here is Marla Goldberg.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a terrific Thursday. Well, I'm so excited about today's guest, Patty Negri. She's a psychic medium, a good witch, and best known for her reoccurring role on Travel Channel's #1 show, Saturday Night's Ghost Adventures. She is the international best-selling author of Old World Magic for the Modern World, Tips, Tricks, and Techniques to Balance, Empower, and Create a Life You Love. Patty's body of work includes appearances on such shows as Master Chef, Beverly Hills Pawn, Jeff Lewis's Flipping Out. She has graced numerous magazine covers and contributed to over 20 books and conducted seances on radio, film, and TV. And she has worked with such legends as John Voight, Josh Duhamel, Chevy Chase, and Gregory Hines. Let's welcome Patty. Hi, Patty. How are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm great.
Oh, good. I'm so happy to have you here. So I just loved our conversation, our initial conversation, and I'm so excited because the energy is so vibrant and sparkly. So it always means a good show is about to be had.
Yay.
Yay. So Patty, let's start at the beginning because I like everybody to know the history. Like, when did you realize that you had these abilities or talents or gifts, whatever you refer to them as?
I was really young. I would say a toddler. I just knew that those imaginary friends, so-called, that little kids have weren't imaginary. They were real spirits and beings. And literally the guy under the bed, the guy in the closet, they were real. And I got real information. They weren't overly scary. I mean, some were better than others, but I just thought everybody saw it. And so 3 or 4. And then I always had this not morbid, but obsession with the dead, with people on the other side, but not in a dark way. And I literally did my first seance when I was 7 or 8. I went in my little suburban hallway in our house, and where there's no windows and lights, and I put stuffed towels under the doors. And so it was dark, dark, dark. And then I realized I didn't know any dead people. And then I'm like, well, John Kennedy and Marilyn Monroe. I thought of every famous person I could think of. I came up with my first chant kind of like internally. And my little windowless, lightless hall filled with orbs and flying through the room. I'm sitting there with my little best friend, Sherry Jones, and we screamed and we got up and we ran out of the house. And inside I was jumping up and down going, yes, this is real. And more importantly, this is something we can tap into and out of and control. So I've spent my entire life literally being a seeker and learning, studying metaphysics, spirituality, everything to do with religions, belief systems, cosmologies. And sorry about that. Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. That's okay.
So it's made a seeker out of me. So it's great. And what I see is energy. That's how I take everything down to somebody's not answering. To the level of it'll stop eventually, or someone will start talking on the machine. So I see energy. So I take what I see and what I experience, and the through line in pretty much everybody's belief system, because I see our belief system kind of like a template or a roadmap for us to use to energy. So that's how I work my magic. So it really doesn't even interfere with anybody's belief system or religion or spirituality if we take it down to that through line of energy. Just energy.
I love it. How did this help or hurt you as you were growing up and interacting with your friends or schoolwork or other experience of that kind?
Well, I think it was mostly really good. I mean, again, claiming this power that we have, this magical power, I kind of skated through things easier than I could have or should have, even like schoolwork. I'm going to get an A on that. It's like, I don't need to study. Weirdly, I learned the benefits and the lack of that, of doing that. It's like, you don't have to study and you can get an A, but now you don't have the knowledge. So then I went back, oh, maybe it is good to learn that stuff. There's a reason for it. I think there was just a short time, maybe in the early 80s, maybe, when you're young and you just want to be normal like everybody else. I don't want to astral travel. So I'd walk around with hats on, because before I learned to really keep in my body, because even when I was little, we'd walk by a house and I'd tell my mother the color of every room in the house. I would tell my mother, I was like, I was there last night. She's like, you have never been there. I go, there's stripes in the bathroom. Like, I travel. So through the 80s, I was like, shut it up, shut it up. And then I discovered that whole new age thing came in, the Shirley MacLaine. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh. So I just kind of fell into that new spirituality. It was different than regular religion. So then I became a seeker in those ways. It's like, okay, that's really good, but I like a little more earthiness. So I got a little more shamanic. Native American wasn't quite it. Eastern stuff wasn't quite it. So I kind of fell into this old world magic, kind of pagan-y based. Again, working, because people understand, without getting into deities and gods, people understand the strength of a tree with roots and branches, the flow of water and emotion, the
Yes.
earth, the strength of that. So my belief system is totally based on that, the power of the energy within who we are, what we have.
So white magic or good magic, as
Mhm.
being a
Yeah,
good witch, isn't it about seasons and traditions and ceremonies based on the different
yeah,
seasons? But
completely.
shamanism is similar, is it not?
Completely, because a shamanic belief system, whatever it is based on your experience, not because somebody told you in a book, this A plus B is C, do this and right. It's you discover your truth from here. Any shamanic belief system is like that. The new age ones are all the crystals and lights and the many shoots of that. Even some traditional religions are getting a little more, okay, let's go to the heart here, not just because somebody told me that. Um, but yeah, to be a witch can mean a lot of things. It's a big broad, it's like the bad witches on TV, the good witches on TV. It can mean a lot of things. It can mean a religion. It can mean your belief system. Though I'm Wiccan. I am ceremonial magic. I am traditional British craft. They're very different. It's like being a Baptist versus being a Catholic versus being
Or
a
Episcopal?
Presbyterian or Episcopal. Slight differences, same base. Actually, some big differences, just like with some Christianity or Judaism, all the regulars. But so the witch can be your religion, but to be a witch or witchcraft is a practice in itself. And the practice of that is based, and to me, you could be a Christian witch, a Jewish witch, you can be an atheist witch. But to be in the practice means I'm willing, I don't just water doesn't just have to run downhill. I am not at the hands of fate all the time. I can create my own fate, which again is where the new belief systems are coming. I can take that and shift that, whether it's a spell working or a belief system or a magical working, or you're doing a chant, or you're doing a prayer, or you're doing a candle. To that practice of witchcraft is okay. Here's the natural flow of things is downhill. Life itself is going to take the easiest path always.
Yes.
Always. Water runs downhill. And if you go decide, well, I don't want to, but nobody in my family went to college, or this and this, I'm going to change that. That's in a form exactly what witchcraft is. I'm going to be the first person to go to college. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to not live in this place of we have to struggle and don't have money in my world. We have to, that's what witchcraft is going. I'm going to shift that, whether it's by thought process, whether it's by spell working, whether it's by chance, whether you're working with deities and gods and angels, or whether just the power within yourself.
And would I be incorrect or correct in saying that it goes back to what we were talking about earlier? It's all about energy, shifting belief systems, and maybe there are some ceremonies or words that we use to
Yep.
support the shifts.
Yep, completely. And you could use the old worlds that have been there forever in all these different template belief systems, or make up your own. It's the intent behind it. I'm a big believer in mind, body, spirit, home run. We understand the mind, body, spirit, because literally there's 20,000 books written on it. Mine
Yes.
partly. We understand the mind will never surpass our own belief system, the psychology behind it, our head. It's going to be easy. Yep. Now it is. It's going to be hard. Yep. We have to understand I'm worthy of that. The mind we get, the body we get. I'm going to eat healthy. So I'm not going to go to the fast food place. We get that. You have to take action, mind, body, action. But
Right.
where people get, and 1 out of 3 things is just wishful thinking. I wish I was right. 2 out of 3 is hit or miss. 3 out of 3 is always a home run. So if you have the mind, okay, I believe I deserve this. I'm going to get this house. I'm going to get a lover. I'm going to whatever. Your body taking action. I'm leaving the house to get a job, to get the lover. The spirit is the energy that makes it happen. And that's where people get lost because it's less tangible. They don't understand it. But in reality, that spirit, the power, the generator, can be done lots of ways. It can be done through your belief system. It can be done going to church, going to temple, going to mosque and praying. It can be done with vision boards and new age
Through
things.
intention,
Through intention.
through
It can be,
energy.
again, whether you spell work, herbs, oils, intention, and energy. And when you have the headset, when you have the body living into it action, when you have that magic intention, spell, whatever, it always works.
That's so beautiful. And so is that what they call practical magic?
That's what they call practical magic.
There you
Again, it's
go.
practical magic.
Which is what I like the idea that it's practical because let's face facts, people who just watch these sci-fi movies or these movies about witches or ghosts and all this, and they make it seem so even that funny one with Bette Midler for I
Yeah,
forgot. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm losing the name of it, but you know which one I'm talking about.
yeah. I'm blanking on the name of it too.
Kathy Najimy and
Yeah, the
Sarah
Bad
Jessica
Witches.
Parker.
Yeah.
I mean, and they make it seem like, oh, cauldrons and brews and all of these negative things, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be negative.
Oh, absolutely not. And there's some positive. I go back to the movie Practical Magic. That was mostly positive magic showing. They all do over exaggerate because witches
It's
flying isn't really
it's
on your
Hollywood.
broom going this way. It's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood.
But that's okay. But I honestly have seen some things that kind of could not be explained by science in both my world working in the craft and then my paranormal world. So, I have seen people float, but it's not quite like it is on TV most of the time.
Which yeah, right. And yeah, I've seen spirits and it's very I find it very cool. It's not scary at
Yeah.
all. I
No.
just find like you have one that stays in your home with you, right?
I
And
do. Her name is Adrienne. This was her house. She was a French artist. She bought it.
oh,
The house is from 1920. It's almost hitting 100 years old. She bought it in the 60s. She died in 1998. My husband and I moved in 2001, and it came with her. A beautiful French artist who is funny and protective. She will take pictures out of frame. She will talk to us. She's great.
and that's the invisible friend that's really
Invisible
not
friend.
invisible.
It's not invisible.
It's energy.
Yeah.
And you said that we were talking earlier and you were saying how most of these spirits are not mean, cruel, scary, that they're really benevolent people, benevolent
Yeah.
beings, I should say.
We think, and again, whether it's the TV movie thing, everything goes dark and demons get way too much credit for everything. Just like most people, most spirits are good. I mean, look at all the people in our world. Yeah, there's the few bad guy on the corner and the serial killer, but most people, our spirits are good. When we die, we're the same person. We don't become all of a sudden then really good or really bad. I do believe we get a little higher perspective. Almost if that's literally now you're a heavens looking down. So some of the pettiness seems to go away a lot, but you're you. And most people are good. Most humans, I mean, we struggle. We have all sorts of foibles and messed up things and baggage, but our intent is good and we have good hearts. So that's the same of ghosts. And we keep our personality. It's like, because I always say Hollywood has great ghosts because big in life, big in death. Bob the mellow banker in his cubicle, when he comes to visit at a seance, he's still Bob the mellow banker. Some old movie star from 1947 who walked into the room like this still walks into the room like this. It's hysterical.
Some glamazon, right?
Yes, exactly.
Which is so cool. So you do this travel show, okay.
Ghost
Ghost
Adventures.
Adventures on Travel Channel. I wanted to get it correct. So on that show, I know there are 4 men who lead the show.
Yes.
What is it that you're trying to accomplish on the show?
What I do, what they do is they're trying to prove the paranormal exists, which they've been doing #1 show for over 10 years now. So
Wow.
they go in, and I remember when I used to watch the show, who's these big guys come in, these strong macho guys in their t-shirts and like, come on, ghosts. And then, a pin drops and they ran like little girls. But then when I worked the show, I saw what it was, is they are so passionate. They are 120% committed to this. So anything that seems like they're going, oh, it's so big and over the top. No, that's them. Remember the enthusiasm we had when we were 8 years old or 10 years old. They have not lost that. So that's what people get, is like, why is it so big? It's they're little kids walking into a building, and every time it's real. They bring me in to either do a seance to talk to the spirits they've discovered, or a lot they're bringing me in to test. Like, they will tell me nothing. They'll give me an address. They'll fly me somewhere. They'll drive and go walk in, and literally they'll say, Patty, walk in and you tell us what happened here. I get scared to death sometimes. It's like, what if this is TV, what if I get crickets? What if I get nothing? What if I just sit there going, I get nothing? But everywhere is so charged that I'm going to say, somebody choked here, somebody fell down here, somebody did that. So it gives validation again to this other world and spirits that may be there, when then they show me, 2 hours later, there's a newspaper article of all that happened. So that's what I'm brought in for. It's good, and it gives them a whole new, again, the show is still their show. We've crossed over spirits during seances. They're never going to show that on camera. That's not their kind of show. But it's showing them that there's resolution. You just don't go in and rile up the spirits. Not my last episode, but the one before it aired a couple months ago. It was Scottsdale, Arizona. They actually, versus just going in and doing it, they go, Patty, after we do our lockdown and after we do the things, we want you to come back and clear the house, energetically clear the house. So they stayed and they filmed me showing how to clear, how to bring in tent. So those viewers, it really got that. They're working with a priest now, Brian Ouellette, Father Brian Ouellette, Bishop Brian, bringing him in to bring resolution. So it's really great. It's not just, oh, you have a haunted house, run or hide or move like some shows. It's so really great. But they're legit. Oh my God. They will, anybody who says, I can't speak for us, shows I've never done, but they will practically keep me locked in a trunk of a car. Not really, to not know what's going on in the dark, sequestered in a room, in the van, not going in. So everything
is organic.
It's organic. It has to be organic. They want real reactions, real everything to everything going on. So it's always a challenge, and it's always an adventure, and you don't know where you're going. And I'm really blessed. I'm really lucky. It's really exciting. And they're great guys. The whole crew is great. They're good old boys. I'm married to a drummer. They remind me of the guy, sweats. I'm in sweats. I'm wearing a Ghost Avengers. I'm used to the jeans, sweats guys, dude guys, because I'm married to one. So I fit right into their little world.
And you don't have to dress up to find the spirit, talk to the spirit, deal with the spirit. I don't know if they appreciate it or not, but you can do whatever you want. Anyway, it's time to take our first break. So stick around, everyone. If you want to talk to Patty and ask her any questions, 888-346-9141, or email me at marla@mghealer.com. And we'll be back shortly. Stay around.
Yay.
Yay.
All right, great segment. We're all clear. Back in a couple minutes.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay.
All right. So that was fast.
That was fast. It just flew by. Sorry about the phone ringing. My phone doesn't even usually ring. I'm usually not home now. I'm at a workout class that I teach until 10, so I don't know who's calling.
Oh, don't even worry about it, because everything happens the way it happens. It's organic. I just want to see if there's any emails for you. Everything happens the way it happens and the way it's supposed to happen. And so, if it rings, it rings. My phone goes off too. People forget that I record at this time every week, and they call anyway. It's like, okay, so like, all right. But life goes on, and this is life.
This is life, and that's what makes it exciting.
and the people watching YouTube, they're seeing this is life. Yes. If we need to fix our lipstick or our hair or whatever it is, it's like, that's what happens when we go on break, when we're not talking on air.
Right.
So so it's wonderful. I just love the information about the intent in witchcraft, because I really think I love the idea that it dispels so many of those false narratives, I guess is that's what I'm hearing, false narratives.
Yeah.
So
False narratives. And again, my whole thing is about, giving people letting people take their power back. I mean, we could talk about that thing because everybody gives away their power from whatever reason. Out of fear, they give it to other people. They give it to belief systems. They give it to out of fear or anger. It's
well, first
we're
of all, when we're
amazing.
young, we're brought up with all giving away our power because our parents have us give away our power,
Yep.
teachers, religious figures, if your parents send you to learn about your religion.
Yep.
And there's a lot of that giving away. What I think is really important is how we, like you were mentioning, how we're able to realize we're giving it away, recapture it, and make it our own, and
Yeah.
and take our power back.
All
Yeah.
right, sorry to interrupt, but we're coming back in about 10 seconds.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, I guess it's a great segue into that.
Yes.
Wow. There we go.
You are listening to Guided Spirit Conversations. To reach Marla Goldberg or her guest today, you're invited to call in to the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is guidedspiritconversations@gmail.com. Now, back to this week's program.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking around, or if you've just joined us, I'm so excited to share that I have Patty Negri with me. Patty is a psychic medium, a good witch, and she has a reoccurring role on Ghost Adventures. She is the author of Old World Magic for the Modern World, Tips, Tricks, and Techniques to Balance, Empower, and Create a Life You Love. Also, Patty has just recently launched her own podcast called The Magic Hour, and we're going to talk about all of that. I'm so excited for her. And so let's go. We were talking on break.
Yes.
About giving away power and taking power back, and spirit, the spiritual aspect to it.
Yes. Yes.
So
let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that, because I just think it's so important for people to understand where they lose power and how important it is for them to get their power back.
Yeah, we like you were even saying on break, we were raised, especially in our Western, to give away our power, and people just, and for some reason we're usually happy to, for some reason, maybe because it's a sense of responsibility. If you guys figure it out, whether you're giving it to a belief system, to a self-limitation, you're giving your power to fear, or
Judgment.
to another person, to judgment, to anger, and so it is, okay, you decide for some reason, but you are giving away your power literally. And I don't know what, all of a sudden, if you go, wait, you have complete control. This is your life. Yes, there's certain things you can't control in your life. You're born without a head, you've got whatever, but we have complete control over how we deal with each of these things. That's even if some things are given us, and how we deal with whatever that situation is, even the ones we can't control, controls everything. That's the 90%. That's everything. And how we deal with that. I like, even like, again, the guy, the YouTube guy, I can't think of his name. He was born without arms and legs. He could have been, he's got a torso and a head, and he could have been a miserable life, a victim of, he couldn't help it. He was, whether he maybe chose it in another lifetime or karmic thing, I don't know, doesn't matter. But in this life, he didn't have arms and legs. He could have had the most miserable life. Instead, he is this motivational speaker that changes lives. He comes out on a skateboard on his body and inspires people, and that's him. That's his magic. He took his power back. He didn't give it away because he didn't have arms and legs.
Do you think this is something innate, or do you think that it was his upbringing and the support that he received to make him realize it doesn't make a difference if you have extremities or not, you're still a whole being? And
yeah, I don't know his story enough, and I actually should look into it because he's like my hero. But I really don't know anything about him. But I think it's a combination. I think, yes, upbringing, all that certainly has to do with it, because how we're raised does. But I think we have to make that choice. And I think awareness is the biggest first part of that choice, because most people haven't even realize that they have given away their power of their life and their control. They just kind of walking along the path blindly. And the other thing I noticed too is that we are asleep, and our society almost keeps us asleep. All loud noise, la da da da. Like when you go to Vegas, a casino, bum 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 bum. It's like numbs us out, numbs us out.
Yes.
So it's all of a sudden it's by rote, automatic pilot, asleep at the wheel, phoned in, all these worlds. That's our life. That's wasted breath, wasted moments, wasted everything. We want it to be conscious. I know I am walking here. I'm thinking, I'm doing, I'm being, I'm experiencing.
And that's what life is for, to
Yeah.
experience, to learn the growth piece of it. And in my opinion, to give back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's gratitude and there's reciprocity, and the
Yes.
reciprocity of giving your kindness to somebody, giving your support to somebody, and not, keeping it all as me, mine, mine.
Yeah, because again, I believe in action, reaction. What you give is what you receive. That cause and effect, action, reaction. So if anybody who's living, if you just look at it from afar, me, mine, they're living like this, and you're holding it in, and that little bit you have goes like this. But those people are going share, yours, mine. It evolves, and that's just the spiritual law. That's the laws of nature. That's the laws of
The
everything.
law of attraction. I mean,
Yeah.
what you put out, you get back. So whether it's thought, word, deed, guess what?
Yeah.
That's
And
what you're going to hold on to.
getting your mind off. So I work with, you do too. These is your beliefs. So many people get so wrapped up in everything miserable in their life, and and I don't have this and I don't have that, and they're building it. It's like the first thing I do them is tell them, I go, why don't you go volunteer at a women's shelter? Why don't you go to an animal shelter and help those? And all of a sudden, you doing good for somebody or something else, you're going to start feeling good about yourself. It's not all your own misery.
And you
It's
start
like
becoming grateful.
Yeah, and becoming grateful for what you have, and then you're doing something that uplifts somebody else. And we get in these spins, these human spins. It's very funny.
Oh, we have a caller, Sarah in Chicago. Welcome, Sarah. Sarah?
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good today. I
Well,
just
Sarah,
was calling.
let me introduce you to Patty, because I think you want to talk to her.
Hi,
Hi.
Sarah.
Hi, how's it going?
We are good.
Well, I have come to quite a pickle in my life, and I'm going a lot back and forth with myself and my ego, and I was just hoping for someone to tune in and to share guidance.
Okay, that's kind of broad.
You want to become a little more specific?
Oh, puppy. I see a puppy.
That's my tug. I know. I'm sorry.
I'm
Hey.
going through quite a breakup.
Okay.
Deals with a lot of alcoholism and abuse, and this person, I feel, from standing my ground, has been kind of guided onto the right path and finally has seen things, and I was just curious if I'm on the right path and my thoughts. And
what I'm getting, so you obviously want to be with this person and love this person, but you need to put yourself first right now, because again, I'm talking with all this talking about giving away power, and I think you feel really emptied out. You've got a big you're pulled in. You've got a big shield right here. You need to not so much worry about them as you need to do start out with as simple as do something to bring you joy every day. Bring yourself happiness or fulfillment, whether to take a walk, make a phone call, something. You need to get your reason for living happiness back, because then other things will start dominoing into that. But right now, and you need to appreciate what is good. Like, it's great you said this person maybe is on the right track and getting some good. You know that old story, that glass half empty, glass half full, where you put your focus, blah, 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 is where you live. You need the big glass half full. Do you know the Native American version of that? The wolf
No.
story? Okay, I'm going to give you the wolves. I'm in short because I don't know your whole story, but this is good for everybody. This is my favorite thing. It's not mine. It's Native American. I hope I do it right. Okay, there's two wolves outside your door. Everybody has these two wolves outside their door. One wolf is in a bad relationship with an alcoholic. Things are bad, abuse, every kind of abuse, horrible life, everything that you can think of. I'm not going to name it. The other wolf is a woman, has a phone, calling in, taking charge of life. There's really good things. Everything good in your life, 10 fingers, everything good to be grateful of. That wolf is outside your door. Everybody's got two wolves. So which wolf lives?
Second
Hmm? Which wolf lives?
The one with 10 fingers.
Well, maybe it's the one you feed. It's the wolf you feed. We all catch ourselves feeding the bad wolf. Oh, this doesn't work and this doesn't work. And
Because we're conditioned to,
we're
correct?
conditioned to. So feed the good wolf and it'll get strong and healthy and happy, and the other one just dissipates into nothingness. I just like that little story, that analogy, because it's really good visual, because we could catch ourselves. You're going through the day going, I don't have time to get here, and so was bad. Blah, blah, blah. I'm feeding the bad wolf right now. I'm feeding the bad wolf right now. I'm going to feed the good wolf. I have this 30 seconds to myself. I have this minute to myself. This is my progress I've made. That good wolf will get strong and beautiful. I just like that, again, the visual of it, because I'll every day catch myself going, yep, I'm feeding the bad wolf. I'm going to feed the good wolf. And so that will help you. I think you're doing really well. I think you are definitely at a transition point, but I think, again, you just have to talk about taking your power back. You just have to make yourself more important right now. What makes your survival, your happiness, your joy, your living situation, your career, and everything will blossom from that. Right?
And I guess is there potential for things to work out if I were to put myself first and get myself back
With that person,
or
I'd say it's about
Yeah.
50-50. Because they have to want to a little bit more than they do. You have to enroll them in your vision. You can't tell them what to do. You can't be like, you have to can't drink and you can't do, because that will shut them down. Anything that's a finger, remember, I'm the energy girl. I see energy. Anything that looks like a finger point, number one, it's an accusation. It's a judgment call. They're going to get defensive and shut down. With this person, instead, enroll them in the vision, not that what you don't do, what you need. I need to be in a loving relationship. I need communication. I need to feel safe in my living situation. Whatever it is your needs, if you enroll that person in your vision, they're going to hear it a little better. But I think that they've got a lot of baggage, or whatever we want to call that stuff, as we all do. Everybody can step out of it, but I think they have to a little bit more. But I think it's better than 50% chance. But you 100% chance can turn out really good out of this.
Gotcha.
So it depends, whichever wolf she picks, she's going to end up, she has the potential to have the life she desires rather than the life she's in at this moment.
Yes, you completely do. To bring this partner along with it is up to your partner. That's their choices. You could only do so much. Again, you enroll them in your vision. You can't change them. You can't do anything. They have to want it, and they have to want it a little more than they do, because they're not, I don't know if they're completely wanting to do all the work, right?
Do you feel that some of that is just talk?
You know?
Hmm?
I just know that from the time that we have split, he has enrolled in anger management and AA.
That's good.
I have gotten a sponsor, and he's very excited about it.
So that's good.
I don't know if that's a glimmer of hope.
Yes, make that a huge glimmer of
intervention.
Doesn't matter. It's probably both. Yes, it is obviously a glimmer of hope. That's the result of it. Divine intervention, maybe your enrollment to him in the vision, him seeing stakes at cost. And again, you have to, especially people in program and stuff, now you have to support that and not enable them. You know, that's a tough one. You know, you have to really stand ground with what you need out of this relationship and
take your power back.
Take your power back. Thank you.
Work on you first and what your needs are, and making sure your needs are attended to rather than putting somebody else's needs first. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But that's
Yeah,
hard for
yeah,
you,
that's
but you
pretty
can do it.
tough.
It takes a little practice. That's why I said do something that brings you joy every day, with petting a cat, anything. I just you have such a sadness right here, and you're such a beauty inside. Now just find it again.
Yeah. Question also, I'm really into meditation and stuff, but lately I can't really seem to focus on anything.
Okay.
Almost like a complete brain fog.
Yeah, it's because you're
I
not
barely
breathing.
listen to like music.
That's because you're not breathing. Because remember I said you had a shield right here that you catch yourself, you catch and hold your breath, right? You catch yourself catching your breath. That's going to give you brain fog. I think we're going to talk about this. I don't know. You need not mine. One thing that would work for you is my 30-second elemental balancing exercises. That's exactly what they are for. Because yeah, it's great to meditate for an hour, but if you don't have the focus past a minute, you can't do it. My little exercises, which combine the mind, body, spirit, are 30 seconds. Anybody has 30 seconds to figuring it out. I don't know if we want to talk about it now or we want to talk about when we come back, but I promise you that's an easy, free, fast thing to get back anywhere you are. You're completely out of balance. I do everything north, south, west, east, like a compass, air, fire, water, earth. You are so out of balance, girl. If anybody can see me, I'm going like an airplane, left to right, left to right.
Yeah, like when they're unsteady.
Like when you're unsteady, because that's your air element and your emotions, your air and your water. And that's where we get our breath and our water, or where we get out of balance. That's where you're out of balance. So these will really help you. You've got this. Have faith. You got this.
All right. Well, I really appreciate it, and I will be continuing to listen in. So thank you so much.
Okay. So
thanks for calling in.
In my book, you
guys
can
really do inspire
Oh,
me.
wait, Patty was talking about her book. I'm sorry. Stay on.
My book, you can get it. I think we're going to talk about it if we have time, but you can get my book literally for $6 on Amazon, $6 to $13, audio or ebook or print. Those exercises are in it. What would be really good for you is following the moon cycles, because to get that flow back, easy. It's the waxing moon you're adding into your life, the waning moon you're letting go, and the breathing stuff in the beginning. Again, I spent more time unwriting it than writing it. This will really, really help you. And there's stuff in that will help your partner.
All right. Well, I really
and breathe. See, you did that breath thing.
You guys are great. Yeah.
Slow, deep breaths will be really helpful and grounding for you. And you can only do it a minute at a time. You don't have to commit to a long session of breathing.
Nope.
Just in and out, slow. Commit to 6 slow, deep breaths.
Yeah.
And you'll start feeling the shift.
Yep. And if you add vowels to it, vowels open up the whole crown of illumination. I work as Heka work, as Egyptian work. Again, we can talk about it. Every sound we make affects us. Every consonant, the form, the function, every vowel. If you think about it, every sacred word is a vowel. Amen. Om. It opens up this crown of illumination. When we fall in love, we're on a roller coaster, just deep breathing and vowels, chatter stops, fog lifts. That's my 30-second exercise.
That's great. I'm glad that you got it in. I'd like to get another demo of it, but yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, we need to run to break. We'll come back. We are going to do the 30-second. I want to talk about everything can be powered, the bathroom duties, the cooking, the cleaning, and how clothing. I think it's about clothing also, isn't it?
Everything.
We'll talk about it when we get back. Stick around.
All right, great job. Good segment. Back in about 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Yay.
All right.
Yay. That girl doesn't need to breathe. Such a
I
beautiful
know.
spirit.
She is a beautiful spirit, and she is she's being very challenged at this moment because it's like, the soft heart wanting to say, but he's doing this, so let me take him back. And then the other one saying, and I will I mean, I know this is being taped, but this is a family member that just called.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you understand.
I definitely understand, and I know she's struggling, and I'm trying to share. But you know as well as I do, sometimes working with family members is probably one of the most difficult areas to help.
The
Because
most difficult area.
okay,
That's so
because
frustrating to me. The people that you love the most and you want to help. It's like I can help every Don, Dick, and Harry on the corner, but this is my family.
right, exactly. So I just want her to, because I took the long route. That's where my book comes in, My Effing Long Journey to Loving Myself, A Guide to a Shorter Path. I'd like to make her not take so long to be able to regain her power, take it back, learn to accept and love herself, and boundaries. Boundaries are so big,
Yes.
and
Oh
most
my God.
people don't have them.
Yep.
They
Oh,
just don't have them. And so I talk about boundaries all the time, and it's a protection, but it's also shows you, I'm about loving yourself, and every action you make is a reflection of how you feel about yourself.
yes.
And so when you don't allow, when you make these choices, due to guilt, or you feel selfish, or whatever it is, you put that boundary around, and you're not being selfish. There's no reason to be guilty, because you've got to take care of yourself first.
Yes. We got to. No one else will. I
That's
love
like,
your nails, by the way. Not to get all.
thank you.
It's
My
like,
little
wow,
sparkles.
those are pretty.
Thank you. I love to have my sparkle.
That's good. You're very sparkly, with or without the nails.
Oh, thank you. I like that. I
Yes.
All right.
try.
Coming back in about 12 seconds.
Perfect. Thanks, Matt.
VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are listening to Guided Spirit Conversations. To reach Marla Goldberg or her guest today, you're invited to call in to the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is guidedspiritconversations@gmail.com. Now, back to this week's program.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. Or if you're just tuning in, I have the most amazing guest, Patty Negri. She's a psychic medium, a good witch, and she's best known for a reoccurring role on Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures. She is the author of Old World Magic for the Modern World, Tips, Tricks, and Techniques to Balance, Empower, and Create a Life You Love. Patty also has her own podcast called The Magic Hour. And so I'm so excited about it. But before we welcome Patty back, I should say, we're going to do our charity shout out. We have a little bit of time to cover a lot of area. So Patty, let's talk about your charity of choice.
Yes, it is called DES Action. It is, it's Engine. It's a 30, 40-year-old organization now. I've been with it almost my whole life. DES, diethylstilbestrol, big word, was actually a drug they gave to pregnant women in the 50s and 60s under the false belief that it prevented miscarriages. It didn't work. They knew it didn't work from 55 before my mom ever took it. But they didn't know it hurt you. But once we all started hitting puberty, girls started dropping of cancers, cervical, vaginal cancers, infertility, horrible just things. And then they discovered men and breast cancer and just all this stuff. And it was a very hidden disease. Number one, because it's hormonal and women, and it wasn't like the thalidomide babies that had the flippers. That was obvious. And it was like the biggest first big pharma medical tragedy. So it took us really being active with Congress, with the Senate, with doctors, letting them know that you have a DES exposed daughter or son here, or whatever, that testing is different. Even your yearly checkups are different. So DES Action became an advocacy group, both working in research for research done on this. This DES was the very first synthetic hormone ever made. And it was so dangerous that the German doctor who invented it gave it to the world so it wasn't used as a weapon. So why you start giving it to pregnant women, I don't know. But our research has actually made, you know how things now with the autoimmune diseases and the estrogen and fish turning from boys to girls and girls to boys. Yes. Our research is helping all of that. It's the same thing.
That's
So now
wonderful.
it's like informing just we people and doctors, and I probably didn't explain it good for like why you should do it, but just for everyone's health, because there's 10 million people in America alone that are DS exposed. Most don't know it. And people who've had, problems with their menstrual cycle or problems with pregnancy or different set things in men and in women, and all the breast cancer relates back to DES.
So have they taken this drug off the market?
Oh yeah, they took it off the market in the late 60s, early 70s, though it was given in some other countries longer. It's a developed world. Third world people didn't have it. Developed nations have it. Military was given it. Then for a while, it was given to beef to fatten them up. Then for a while, it was the morning after birth control pill. But it's
wow.
off now. The only thing I know, it's used in some form of veterinary medicine. But it's again the first synthetic hormone, and the
And this
health
is
effects
something
are
that could come down from generation to generation, mother to child, mother to
sadly,
child.
yes. The daughters and sons who could have, I couldn't have kids because of it. I basically went menopausal at 15. Went through, instead of getting a period, I got hot flashes. Not good at 15, 16.
No.
But yes, they're deciding those who can have children, the symptoms and the exposure is in those children too. So it's down into third generation, probably fourth generation coming soon. It's a DNA change.
This is amazing. This sounds like an amazing organization. And you can find out more information about them at desaction.org. Reach out, check them out, support them, because you don't know if it's in your DNA. So check it out. So we have things to get back to, and we've got just a wee bit of time. So let's talk about the 30-second technique to balance and empower yourself.
Okay, that's good. Again, I see that in working with people, just like you, almost the big thing is everybody's out of balance. Everybody's out of balance. And yes, it is great to meditate for an hour, and we should, but you can't always do that. So what I do, again, my elemental system, I say, put your whole world into the 4 basic elements: air, fire, water, and earth. Everybody can do that. Your earth is who you are. It's your grounding. It's your persona. It's woman's womb. It's your home. How people know you. Oh, that's so-and-so. She's this. That's your earth. We got that. Your fire is your passion, creativity, love, sex, God, art. The fire is what drives us to do things, our spirituality. We get that. That's north and south in the cosmology I'm working. And we don't get good and bad. But where we get off balance, just like with our beautiful color, is the west and east, because it's the balance. That's water and air. Water is our emotions, and air is our thought process, our focus. So basically, it's easy to put your whole life into air, fire, water, earth. It's our grounding, our sense of self, our passion, our emotions, and our thoughts. So the next time we are not as happy as we could be, because again, every day we should be like, I'm so happy I'm alive, no matter what our situation. So if not as happy as we could be, or maybe not as productive we can be, or like we also talked about, not as conscious as we can. We don't want it phoned in by rote, asleep at the wheel. Instead of staying there or numbing out as we do, or shopping or drinking or eating or all the other things we do, instead go, which element is out of balance right now? Is it my emotions? If it's my emotions, that's your water element. What you need is water. But air, my mind, body, spirit. The spirit is the water that will change it. Think how good everybody feels after a shower. You just do. And that's only 1 or 2 of those elements. But you can't jump in a shower 1,000 times a day, but you can find running water. Bathroom, kitchen, sink, lunchroom, drinking fountain, hose. So if the secret to life is mind, body, spirit, walk up to that sink, turn it on. I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm overwhelmed. Somebody cut you off, whether it's outside screaming in the window or inside and seething. If it's your emotions, that's the best of you. Walk up to that sink, turn it on, set your head. Your intent, whether you're talking to God or the element of water or your own body, doesn't matter. With this water, I'm going to release this angst, anger, fear, overwhelmment. Run your hands underwater for 30 seconds. We have portals in our hands, how healers work with our hands. You run your hands underwater. Mind, body is taking action. The water is the spirit. It literally, the attributes within water, relax and release. Within 30 seconds, you have let go of that anger, angst, fear, whatever it is, in a healthy way. You're not holding it in here or in your head or in your jaw. You've really released it.
And it's
That
comfortable
simple. It's
temperature water,
comfortable.
warm, cold.
Yeah, comfortable. You don't want it hot. You don't want it ice. Just it's run. If you have to, you pour a bottle of bottled water on your hand. It's the touch of the water, the flow of the water, combined with your mental, mind, and body and spirit. And then you can go, if you need to deal, then have that conversation. The fear or anger is gone now in a real way. You've released the excess. So the water one is good because, again, it's our emotions that get crazy. But the other one is the air element, because we're in modern society, we're always in a hurry. Nobody breathe. We're got to get there, got to get here. And the result of not breathing well, like you were saying, deep breathing, is chatty brain and foggy brain. And that's what we have. That's your air element. Air is our breath, is our life force. It's the one thing, in minutes without it, we're just dead. Even the moisture in our air is free will. That goes back into emotion. And that's why some cultures spit, like, oh, what a pretty baby. You don't have to spit. That's your air element. But just breathing, like we said, and to add vowels in it. Again, I do a lot of Hecka magic. Vowels clear the head. Just do. So, okay, shut up, shut up. Maybe you have an important conversation, or you're speaking to 1,000 people and you've, oh, what should I do? I got to go over here, pop, 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 or you're not breathing. Mind, body, spirit. Okay, whether you're talking to your brain, whether you're talking to God, whether you're talking to the element of air itself, with this 30 seconds of deep breathing, 30 seconds of vowels, I need to pull in the air element. Whether you're going, ah, or om, or E-I-E-I-O. Within 30 seconds, you will actually notice the chatter in your head stop, any fog begin to lift, and the clarity come in. Again, those two can be game changers. Emotions and thoughts, thoughts and emotions, water and air, air and water. The two things we need more than anything to survive.
And
30
that
seconds,
balances us
anything.
out.
Yeah. You're not feeling grounded? That's your earth. That's easy. Hug it. There's truth to hug a tree, do earthing, get grounded, get barefoot on a grass. We don't do that, but you
Hold a
can't do that.
stone. You can
Go
hold
to
a
hold.
stone.
That's what I was going to go next. You're in your office, you're at your home, you're on the 35th floor. Hold a crystal, hold a stone, a diamond, a pencil, anything that's rock or stone. A wooden chair has the spirit of that tree, a granite, a marble countertop, a pencil, you could always find something wood or stone. That's your touchstone. Set your set with the power of this. I don't have a pencil in my hand, but this is with the power of this crystal, this stone. Breathe, set your intention, breathe into it. Everything's breath. And again, give this the roots of the tree, give the power. Within 30 seconds, I feel it literally like a warm earthen blanket wrap around me. Some people feel it like roots to the tree. However you do it, within 30 seconds, you will. And the last one for fire, to get, maybe you have a hot date and you're not feeling it, the passion, or maybe that's your spirituality. Again, Holy Spirit, that's fire. Anything you're working with, you want to talk to grandma, you're working a spell working and you need that fire or that passion, or maybe you're just tired. You have all the earth in the world, but you got to get up and go and you need that energy, and you can't dance around a bonfire, which is my first choice. The Hecka, the sound magic for fire, is Z. Zzz,
Like a buzzing bee.
like a buzzing bee. Ask an 8-year-old, what does a bee sound like? So that will bring in that Kundalini energy. So, okay, whether you're talking to Pele the volcano, Holy Spirit, fire element itself, the fire, with this 30 seconds of deep breathing, 30 seconds of a Z, I'm going to bring in the fire. Zzz, you will start to feel it, the tingling in the base of your spine start to raise up. Within 30 seconds, you'll have the fire, passion, creativity, whatever you need to do it. So easy. 30 seconds anywhere. It's all right here. Read the book. You can download it in 10 minutes. You've got it.
I love that. I absolutely love it. So this is good. And it's a good exercise because I think we need all of that at some point or other, whether it's throughout the course of our day, our week.
Yeah. And you can run into the ladies' room, the men's room at work. Again, you're angsty, you're foggy, you're this, you're that. You could do any of this, at your desk in the ladies' room.
Yeah. And it's and here's the thing. I mean, like, I do my stuff outside while I walk the dog.
Yeah.
People look at me like I'm one of those people talking to themselves, but you know what? I reach out to spirit. I do my prayers.
Me too.
But you can do there while you're driving, let's face facts. If someone cuts you off, do some of that breath work while you're driving, some of those vowels.
Yes.
I think it's great. Let's get in quickly. I would love to know about everything can be powerful magic.
Yes.
Let's share that.
Everything we do, in life, everything can mean nothing or it can mean everything. Let it mean something. We know that there's some color magic. You could look up on the internet, get any book. think about the color you're putting on. This is your happy color. This is your smart color. This is your relaxed color, what we're wearing. And whether it's what you want on the outside, yes, that affects you. Take it down to everything, to your panty color. You know how important your underwear color it is? You are putting it on those lower chakras, very important. So
It's so true.
it is, make it count.
I
My
hate to
thing,
cut you off, but
okay,
our time is done
it's
for
okay.
now. But I'm good. I have to have you back.
I
I
would
need to
love
get you
to.
back here. Just adore you. Patty, thank you so much for
Thank
being a
you.
part of the show today. I just love this information. I want to thank Voice America and everybody who supports the show. Teresa Scott Reed, my assistant, my right arm, my left arm. Thank you so much. Grateful, grateful, grateful. Thank you to you, the listeners, for listening, calling in, and hopefully taking away something wonderful to help you enhance, tweak, or shift your life or your life circumstances. My new collaborative book is coming out today called The Kindness Crusader. Go on Amazon, look it up. You can download it for free today on Thursday. But if not, it's Christmas time. There's gifts. Be a kindness crusader. Be kind to others. You can't be too kind or too polite to anybody. So I am grateful for you every day in every way. And I say thank you till next week. I send you love. I send you blessings and I send you gratitude. Take care and to next week.
Bye.
Bye now.